Good morning and happy Thanksgiving. It is time to get up with a football feast. The main course features two NFC East heavyweights. Can the Giants take out the Cowboys? Plus, was Green Bay's broken season caused by Aaron's broken thumb? The Rodgers revelation that could change everything for the Pack. And what about Zach? Wilson is benched. The question is, will he ever start a game for the Jets again? As I said, happy Thanksgiving. I am Dan Graziano in for Greeny. Look who's here to talk some football with me. I got Bart Scott here at the desk. Rob Ninkovich and Damian Woody will join us as well. And we want to get it started. We got three big games today. Let's make some bold Thanksgiving Day predictions for those games. First game of the day, Bills and Lions. Ninko, what do you got for a bold prediction on this one?
How about Jared Goff outperforms Josh Allen? That's right. What if Jared Goff goes out there and throws 3 touchdowns and the Lions beat the Buffalo Bills? It'd have to be Jared Goff's performance. That's a bold prediction.
I agree. That is bold. Bart, what do you got for Patriots Vikings?
Oh, for me, it's got to be Kirk Cousins, the rebirth, the bounce back. No, he's not solar power. He can play at night. Tonight, he shows the Patriots just that.
Big primetime game for Kirk Cousins. D. Wood, how about Giants Cowboys? What's your bold prediction for this one?
Yeah, how about the New York Football Giants on a rush for over 200 yards against this Dallas Cowboys defense? Oh, by the way, the Dallas Cowboys defense has allowed over 200 yards, rushing yards, 2 of the last 3 games. So, ground and pound, baby.
That's how the Giants like to do it. Giants come into this game pretty beat up on the offensive line, so we'll see how that works out for them against that Dallas defense. But I do want to start with that game, big game of the day, Giants-Cowboys, NFC East, 2 7-3 teams. We picked these games. Let's start by putting the picks up because I think everybody picked the same team, right? Dallas. Everybody took Dallas. Yeah. Everybody expects Dallas to win this game. Giants are outmanned on the line. Dallas is coming off a huge 40-3 victory over the Vikings. But both these teams are 7-3.
Yeah.
Like, are we underrating the Giants? Like, if the Giants were to win today, let's hit this real quick. If the Giants were to win today, what would that look like?
I mean, it would look like uglying the game up, shortening the game, possession. It would look like the Tennessee Titans,
okay.
only featuring Saquon Barkley. They're going to have to run the football. They're going to have to ugly it up. They're going to have to get turnovers on the other side. Can Wink Martindale draw up a game plan that can be executed and that can take away what they do well? And that's Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard has set the table for the Dallas Cowboys offense. Can Wink Martindale come up with a plan to take him away and force Dak Prescott to beat him in a different way?
D. Wood, your bold prediction about how much the Giants would get on the ground, that could be the key, right? If they can just sort of keep the ball away from Dak in that offense?
Yeah, I mean, to me, that is the key for the Giants in this game. I think if you're the Giants, you got to muck it up, right? Like, you got to muck up this game, and the way you do it is by running the ball. And we know the Dallas Cowboys are vulnerable against the run on the defensive side. The last thing the New York Football Giants want to be is in 3rd and long with that pass rush. Run the ball, make it ugly, and then in the 4th quarter, see where you're at.
That's been the Giants' formula all year, Ninko. Do you think, do they have any shot today?
Well, I mean, there's always a puncher's chance, but they have a bunch of injuries. That's tough to overcome when you have all those injuries. And you think about the Cowboys before the matchup against the Vikings, they were just terrible at stopping the run. Then they go into the Vikings and they really stop the Vikings in the running game. So that's really the key to success for the Cowboys. They had to tighten up defensively. Offensively, they had more balance. Dak was playing really good. Then you have Tony Pollard, who basically had his career game last week, 189 yards of total offense. Mm-hmm. So I think this game is really more about the Cowboys, and can they be consistent? Because that's really what I want to see. Can the Dallas Cowboys consistently, week in and week out, continue to be a better football team? Because then that is going to sell me on the Cowboys. But for right now, I need to see consistency.
Yeah, I think that's the key, right? They're coming off their best game of the year.
Yeah.
40-3 over the Minnesota Vikings on the road in Minnesota against a Vikings team that came in hot. So we talk about the Cowboys a lot. I guarantee you tomorrow on the show, no matter what happens, we will be talking about the Dallas Cowboys. So what do you, Bart Scott, need to see from the Cowboys to get you to sort of buy into the idea that last Sunday was who they really are?
Like Nico said, consistency, but I want to see Dak as well be able to facilitate the football. I want to see them scoring in the red zone. I want to see them effective in situational football. This isn't so much about the opponent that they're playing. This is about really tightening the screws up. And I want to see, if Daniel Jones is a part of the run game, if they're able to stop a mobile quarterback. Because remember, the Philadelphia Eagles really isolated Michael Parsons in that RPO game. Now, I know that Daniel Jones isn't the same type of athlete as Jalen Hurts, but you can use some of that game plan. And remember, they're in courtship right now, man. This is like the love connection. Everything is about looking attractive to OBJ. So that's what it's really all about. It's about being. I wonder if OBJ will be at the game. Maybe Zeke will pull out a present out of the Salvation Army bucket, and it'd be a contract for Odell Beckham with all the cheese on his taco.
I don't know. It doesn't sound like Odell to show up at the game and call attention to himself. I'm not sure that would be in character. D. Wood, what do you need to see from Dallas to buy into last week being who they really are?
Yeah, it seems like on the show today, the word of the day is consistency, right? And I think that goes to the offensive coordinator, Kellen Moore. I want to see him be consistently who the Dallas Cowboys are on offense. Their bread is buttered by the running game, the offensive line up front. Everything is predicated off of that. And so if you're Kellen Moore, let's not get cute, okay? We don't need to reinvent the wheel. Keep doing what you're doing, running the football, having the Dallas Cowboys offense go through the run game, because when you're able to do that, that is when Dak Prescott is at his best in this offense. So, Kellen Moore, stay consistent with the way you're calling these plays.
All right, more on this game as the show goes along. I want to talk about the other New York team, and that's the New York Jets, who benched their quarterback yesterday. Zach Wilson benched in favor of Mike White. Wilson admitted after the news came out that he botched his post-game press conference Sunday when he refused to take accountability for his poor performance against the Patriots. Yesterday, Wilson talked to his teammates, and then he came out and spoke with reporters. Listen to what he had to say.
It was the only thing I could think of, the last couple of days. I wanted the opportunity to talk to those guys and really make it from the heart.
Were you surprised?
You know what? I wouldn't say necessarily surprised, because I haven't been doing my job. And, of course, I would like to not agree with the decision and everything, but it comes down to I got to play better.
Zach's career here is not over. I know that's going to be the narrative. I know that's what everybody wants to shout out, and that's not even close to the case. The intent, the full intent, is to make sure Zach gets back on the football field at some point this year. When that is, I'll make that decision. I'm going to take it day to day.
All right, so since Coach Robert Saleh gave us the narrative, let's run with it. Has Zach Wilson played his last game as a New York Jet?
He has not, but he's on thin ice right now, because we've seen this movie before with Sam Darnold, and it turned out that he wasn't a player because the change of scenery didn't help him out either. But really what this was is a teachable moment, right? It's a teachable moment to teach him how you have to be a leader. They said it wasn't about his play, his preparation, but it's about his leadership. And that's the intangibles that you have to have as a quarterback, especially the quarterback of the New York Jets. It wasn't hard to go up there and take accountability for it, but he refused to do so. And this is a teachable moment. And listen, this team is going to, if Mike White continues to play at a high level, you won't see Zach Wilson, but it's not over. Look at every quarterback in this class. Nobody separated themselves. You can say Justin Fields, but he's been running the football. He hasn't been playing the position from the pocket. So whether it's Trevor Lawrence, whether it's Davis Mills, who got benched as well, but we don't care about Houston because they don't matter, okay? And you talk about, Trey Lance, we don't know if those guys can play. He's right there with them. He's a young quarterback. He still has a shot to make it in this league.
Just if anybody in Houston is getting up with us this morning, we do, in fact, appreciate you just as much as we do any other market. Regardless of what Bart says.
Damian Woody. The word to Bart Scott does not represent get up.
Damian Woody, what do you think of the move to bench Zach Wilson in New York?
Well, listen, I think that it was necessary, and Bart touched upon it as far as the accountability is concerned. But, this is also about 52 other guys in that locker room. We talk about, Zach Wilson and how everybody develops at different paces, right? So you look at all the other young guys that came in the draft class.